That's it. The bidding war is over. Netflix is getting Warner Brothers. Or is it? Who the heck knows? War has broken out all across Hollywood with all these tech giants trying to take over all of the IP that Warner Brothers own. But what's going on and how did we get to this point? Let's get into it. What are you doing? Oh, you got it. As many of you may have heard, last week, Netflix was the winner of this bidding war for Warner Brothers. And I think the announcement was already made, and possibly we just has to go through federal approval, which it's probably going to go through because
yay, capitalism.
But a new story that came out yesterday actually says that it's still on. There may also be a possible hostile takeover to the shareholders with Paramount Skydance. Now, just for reference, the Netflix deal was supposedly around $72 billion. And the Paramount Skydance acquisition is actually way higher than that. We're talking $108.4 billion. Now, it's not just Paramount Skydance, though. It's actually co-funded by a couple other entities. So the entities involved with this Skydance takeover is the Ellison family, which Ellison's friends with the president. Cool. Redbird Capital. Redbird Capital is an investment management firm founded in 2014 by Jerry Carnadale. No idea. And then we have Jared Kushner, who is, of course, the son-in-law to the president, and his affinity partners. You may remember them from such buyouts as EA. And then the really interesting part is 3 sovereign wealth funds from the countries of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I personally don't feel comfortable with these other countries buying out more and more of our media, of our big companies. But let's be honest, they've already been bought and sold by tech a long time ago. The era of the streaming wars is basically over, and the abundance of channels that we have out there is slowly converging down to a couple. And each of these streaming platforms is really trying to survive in this era. But also, the dude in charge of Warner Brothers, David Zaslav, has never once thought about keeping Warner Brothers alone. His entire goal from the start was to make Warner Brothers as profitable as possible to the next person, or to himself actually, by selling it to the next person. He has always been planning on selling off this company, its assets, its IP, to the highest bidder, make as much money as possible, and then get out of Dodge and do whatever the freak else. This really grinds my gears, man. Back in the day, my dream was to be a film director. I love movies, I love TV shows, but more recently with all these streaming platforms and everything, it's not special. Like, people are saying that a lot of things are good, and okay, I believe them, but really, it's all decentralized. The uniculture is kind of gone, right? When you're at San Diego Comic-Con, you have so many different niches. It's insane now, and that's a good thing. You can find exactly the niche that you're looking for, but on the other hand, it has kind of destroyed societal uniculture stuff that we all used to play Xbox. We all used to go see these movies. We all used to do these things together. So to me, the beginning of the streaming wars was really going to be the end of Hollywood as we knew it. It is now a playground for these tech giants, for these private equity firms to throw around their portfolios. They don't give a shit about the art. They don't give a shit about the IP. They don't care about Batman or Game of Thrones. This is their business. Make something look like it's so valuable and then sell it to the next dude. And it got me heated, man. You know, like, we still have artists in the field. In the time of Denis Villeneuve and Chris Nolan making these grandiose, crazy movies, we now have the competition with Hollywood is this. This is the competition with Hollywood. How many of you guys have been in the movie theater and someone's on their damn phone, not paying attention to the movie? I'd be like, come on, we paid $30 for this ticket to watch this movie, you're gonna watch it. And if you don't, that's on you. You could have stayed home and watched TikTok, which is the competition to Hollywood. More people watch YouTube than any other platform. It's the second largest search engine in the world next to Google. So Google owns number 1 and number 2 best search engines. Hollywood's also competing with Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook for whoever's on Facebook. And you would think in the time of these things shooting 8K video and all the other stuff that we have available to us fairly cheaply, the accessibility is there. You can go and make a movie yourself. You would think that movie making has never been cheaper. Wrong. It's never been more expensive. Just look at a bunch of the largest culture niche nerdy movies that have come out, and they're freaking crazy expensive. The TV shows, the movies. Like, you got the Captain America Brave New World movie probably going over $400 million in budget because of all the reshoots. You have the Star Wars Episode 9 doing what, $300 million? The Acolyte TV show was what, 8-9 episodes, and it was $250 million? Could this be mismanagement? Of course it could be. But a lot of it was these companies were flush with cash because of the financiers who came in. The financiers saw money on the wall with all the streaming wars, and they said, we have a service, give me money, basically. So Disney Plus started up in 2019. Really crazy that it started up in 2019, huh? What up, Milky? Do you like Disney Plus? What are you doing? What are you doing? Is it time to stop talking about Hollywood? You know, I think there is going to be a time where these filmmakers are going to have to break off from the American film institutions that we have, the studio systems. They have to make their own studio system. They got to Tyler Perry their own shit. Honestly, they do. They have to do their own thing, man. I don't think they're going to get the freedom, even with the unions and all that stuff. I don't think they're going to get what they want. I think they have the wrong cards to play. They have 0 cards to play. And they just need to break off. They need to do their own thing, which entirely reminds me of what happened in the 70s or the 80s. I forgot what it was, but it was Francis Ford Coppola's own production company called American Zoetrope. Now, here's the one thing I will say. If you're an artist, you should have a partner who is good with financials. You should have a business partner. Someone should be roping in the production, the budgets, stuff like that. You should have somebody on your team who is on your side 100%. They're not trying to force you to do something terrible, but they want to be real about the financials. That is the two things that Francis Ford Coppola wasn't able to do. He was able to get financiers to pay for his movies or his projects, but then they were not able to turn a profit. So in the same regards, I do think that these movies need to turn a profit. You shouldn't be spending this amount of money and stuff like that. And some people are saying AI is the new saving money. I guess the point with AI is, what are we losing? You know, CG back in the day used to be one computer. One computer built out could make this thing. AI, you need so much resources. And I know these tech giants, again, think about who's going to own Hollywood now. The tech giants, they're also going to own AI. So how are you going to stop the flood of AI usage because they use their own machines on these Hollywood movies? You're not going to. You're not going to. There's not going to be an end to it. You will need to find an actual filmmaker, an actual niche again. Film will become artistic once again. I do foresee the doom of Hollywood, but the renaissance of filmmaking. I do. I'm trying to stay as hopeful as possible because the artist filmmaker in me wants to, but in the end, it's going to be up to us. It's going to be up to you. It's going to be up to me where we put our dollars, where we put our cents. You know, again, you're watching on YouTube right now. This is the perfect platform for independent media. In my opinion, it is. The algorithm's pretty good. So not to be doom and gloom too much, I do see light at the end of the tunnel, but it is going to be rough the next couple years, especially in Tinseltown. So that is it. What are your thoughts on the Hollywood hostile takeover with Paramount, with Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, and Qatar pushing in some money too. And what did you think about their buyout of EA? Let me know down in the comments below. Let's have a conversation. And if you liked the video, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it greatly. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.